Hey guys, welcome to JasonWhiskyWise with myself, Jason, bringing you whiskey review number 37, where we're going to review the Kavalan Solist Sherry Cask. Now, I've waited some time to do this review, and this is Kavalan week, so if you missed any of the other Kavalan videos, I'll be sure to ping them over here towards the end of the video so you can catch up. So, the Kavalan Solist Sherry, this has been one I've been wanting to review for a very long time. You can actually go check out my blog, because I've uploaded the blog post over there. But look at the color on this whiskey, it's just insane. That's like what Macallan used to produce with their massive sherry bombs, and you can literally not even see through this bottle. Incredible. So anyway, I'm gonna pour myself a dram. So beautiful on the nose, such great stuff. Now the Solist range is Kavalan sort of cask strength, natural color, non-chill filtered range. I believe they're single cask as well. And this one is the sherry, which has been picking up literally everywhere across the board, picking up awards all over the place, along with the Port, the Vina Barrique, and the Fino. Kavalan's range has been winning awards everywhere. So if you definitely want to try something, try some of the Kavalans and let me know what you think. And you can also get drams online as well. So we poured ourselves a dram. Let's get into my review style structure. But without further ado, we're going to show you the barcode over there, like I like to do in my reviews, especially if there is a barcode, I'll explain it further. So as you can see over there, I have put it in a separation form. Now this is starting with the S, which means sherry cask. Then you've got 10, which means the year which it was put into the cask, which is 2010. 01 being the January, the month. 22 being the 22nd of January 2010. Then you've got 010, which is bottle number, I think it's cask on the day or barrel on the day being number 10, and then you've got an A at the end, and then you've got bottle number 75 out of 517. So that's my exact bottle number. If your batch matches this, then this is exactly how your tasting notes will be, or how I perceive my tasting notes to be. So my bottle, if you take the actual code on the back over here, that makes it exactly 6 years old and 14 days. So that's the exact age of this whiskey. So in terms of my age, in terms of starting my review, my review style structure, this is a 6 years and 14-day-year-old whiskey. I just very rarely get to say the age within days. So quite a very exact, precise one. And it's even got over here, which I'll ping over there, the actual time of the bottle being bottled. Time of the whiskey being bottled. Look at that dark color in this whiskey, incredible. So next we're going to move into the ABV, and this is bottled at 57.8% ABV. The casks used are sherry casks, and I believe they're all also sherry casks, but I'm just going to state sherry cask as a general. In terms of the distillery, it is the Kavalan distillery over here, and they are owned by the King Car Group. The distillery is based in the region of Ilan County, Taiwan. So if you're ever going up there, going to Taiwan or going anywhere towards near Hong Kong, be sure to pay a visit over there to the Kavalan Distillery. You can pick up some also distillery exclusive bottlings, which I'm going to be fingers crossed trying to get my hand on for a review for you guys. So next up is the price point of view. Now the price on this one is rather interesting. Compared to the Solist and the Bourbon, which I reviewed in the last two videos, I picked this one up for £124 for the bottle. So I consider that quite a good value for money, as some of the Solists are going quite high, and you're looking at around about 130, 140, but Solist Sherry is around about 125. So 125 is the price I picked it up for. In terms of exclusivity, yes, again, as all the Solists are, they are exclusive to their batch numbers. So do keep a lookout for the batch numbers, as different batches will vary ever so slightly in flavor notes. Now in terms also of colouring, there is no colouring added to these whiskies. These are all natural colour. Yes, what you're looking at over there, very dark liquid, is all natural colour and it's non-chill filtered. So you can see the extraction process from the heat of the maturity in Taiwan's climate and how it really gets all the goodness from the casks into the whiskey. So we're going to move into the assessment of this whiskey, and it generally just looks so dark, it's insane. So anyway, into the actual color of this whiskey, and I'm going to go with something more towards a deep, rich mahogany. It is very dark, and you can barely even see through to the camera with this whiskey. That's how dark it is. So a deep, rich mahogany is the color. So anyway, let's next move into the assessment of the nose. And this actual tasting and review will be done over 20 minutes. I will take my time with this video, but I'll cut it up to make it a shorter video. So into the nose. So start the nosing of this whiskey. You're starting with something very mouth-watering. As soon as you nose it, your mouth starts to water, and you're looking at dark chocolate, very rich, 90+%, a bit of cacao, mocha coffee, and then I'm getting those really rich, fruity characters, the dry fruits, like there's dates, a little bit of sultanas playing itself, prunes, a bit of toffee fudge. There is a lot going on. So I'm going to have a second nosing and see what other notes we can extract from this whiskey. So further nosing, I'm picking out spices which are just sort of emerging from the nose of this whiskey. I'm picking out a little bit of cinnamon, grated nutmeg. I'm also looking at a little bit of what I'd say is dried fruit stewing in sherry. And you're getting a very rich sort of sticky sherry that they're sort of stewing in. And then right behind that, I'm getting dark forest gatto, I'd say, dark forest cherries, or I'm not sure how to describe those cherries, but they're sort of very dark cherries and a slight vanilla oaky presence right at the end. So a lot going on in the nose of this whiskey. I definitely recommend you, if you're drinking this whiskey, take your time and really enjoy it. So next we'll move into the palate for this whiskey. First impressions of the palate, this is wow. You get hit with that ABV immediately, and you get greeted by the spicy aspect, the gingery warmth, the cinnamon dancing all over the palate, which is just so gorgeous in the way it plays in harmony with one another. I'm also getting a little bit of those soaked or dry fruits playing themselves, and this is what I'd call the definition of a sherry bomb. It is so powerful, yet packs a punch. And you really get the richness from it. And it sort of reminds me of taking all these fruits, stewing them all together, and getting all that goodness together and just sort of putting it into the whiskey. And that's what you're taking. You're taking literally like a fruit cake, very rich, sort of lots of tannins in this one, and you're just taking a massive bite out of it. You're taking literally, you put your hands into a fruitcake mix, lifting it up and biting it. You're getting a bit of spice, you're getting the fruity characters, a little bit of dryness. So much to offer. So second tasting, we're going to have a second tasting and see what other notes we can extract. This is so powerful stuff. I left it a little bit longer this time on the palate, and the texture just thickens so much. A little bit of burn on that ABV, but as soon as you let that fade and settle a little bit, you're getting a lot of fruity characters. It sort of reminds me of a Black Forest Gatto with those dark cherries all over the top of it, a lot of Mayuka honey, drizzle literally all over this. Sweeter notes, fruitier notes, spicier notes, and then with a little slight dry, rich oakiness that sort of works its way through the sides of the back palate. But such an amazing whiskey. So next we're going to move into the finish of this whiskey, and I'm really enjoying it. This is something that I can actually compare to some really, really old whiskeys. So next we'll move into the finish. So into the finish of this whiskey, I'm still feeling those spicier notes, those fruitier notes, so succulent. It's making my mouth water. It's offering so much to this, from this whiskey. I'm picking up a slight woody character towards the end. It's something that you definitely see in whiskies that are very old, and from Scotland, for example. You're looking at a very oaky presence, but this one's still offering so much of juicier notes, and I'm getting those dry sort of red currants and very heavily stewed sort of dry fruits, and those dates, those figs, the sultanas, all together in this massive mix with a spice bursting all over the place. So on that note, I'm going to give my rating for this whiskey, and this is by far one of the best whiskeys I've probably tasted in a very long time, and I'm actually comparing it to whiskeys that are in the 30-year-old plus bracket, as it's just that insane with the sort of profile in this. I've already made my decision, and this is what I'm going to stick with. You guys are probably going to think this, but I am going to give it a 98 out of 100. This is probably one of the highest reviews I've ever given, and I think this whiskey is just so incredible in terms of the flavor profile, the textures you're getting from this whiskey. A nice thick texture, you're getting quite a lot of mouthful, you're getting the fruity notes, the spicy notes, the way they just sort of play in harmony. I would actually define this as the sherry bomb of all whiskies, in terms of the king of sherry bombs, as it's just so powerful. and gets so giving, and it's still going and carrying on. It sort of sits on the side of your jawline and sort of coats the whole palate and sort of sinks into every single taste bud. And for 120 pounds, 125 pounds, I think you absolutely can't go wrong. If you're into your sherried whiskies and you like something quite intense, as I was going to mention before, I could compare this to Macallan 30 and even some of the old Mortlacs that are like 50-year-old plus. That's how powerful the Gordon MacPhails, for example, that's how powerful I think this whiskey is. And definitely, if you have tried the Solist Sherry, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. But this is by far is one of my favourite whiskies, and I've left that one to last. I've got a couple more Solist which I'll review, which are samples, and I can't wait to do them. But until then, I'm going to wrap the video up here. 98 out of 100, the highest ever rating I've given for a whiskey is going to the Solist Sherry Cask. Mind-blowing whiskey, and I definitely recommend you give it a try. It's value for money at £125. It's definitely so flavorful, so complex. Don't need to add any water whatsoever, as I feel you just lose the texture. So just get those natural flavors from this whiskey and really enjoy it. But on that note, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Be sure to check out my latest videos over here from all the Kavalan Solists and also the Concertmaster. Be sure to click my subscribe button and be sure to keep up to date, because I'm going to be uploading videos on a daily or a regular basis now. And next up, we're going to feature a few more from the Kavalan range and also some world whiskies to follow. So this has been Jason from WhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for the next video.